Prabhuji.
Yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 2.22. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihanti naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnanya anyani samyati navani dehi. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada teacher. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mate. Thank you. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Anybody wants to read this one more time?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, one of you please. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I would like to see the, you have to scroll down. That only. Correct, Prabhuji. May I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mate. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Pranams. So let us see the word to word meaning here. Vasamsi means garments. Jirnani means old and worn out. Yatha, just as. Vihaya, giving up. Navani, new garments. Grihnati, does accept. Nara, a person, a man. Aparani, others. Tatha, in the same way. Sharirani, bodies. Vihaya, giving up. Jirnani, old and useless. Anyani, different. Samyati, verily accepts. Navani, new sets. Dehi. Interesting. This is actually a kind of an example or an analogy that has been given, that the how we transmigrate, how we leave the body and take another body, has been explained in very, very simple way to understand for us. So the body has been compared to that of a garment, to that of a dress. Just like how if we are using some old garments, we are putting the old garments every day, in the morning we change our old garments to the new ones. That's it. Similarly, this material body is like a dress. So material garment is like a dress. It is nothing but a dress. It can be a human body, it can be an animal body, it can be a demigod body, but ultimately it's a different kind of a dress. Either it is a very sophisticated dress or it is not so sophisticated dress. Ultimately, what is very important is than the deha is the dehi. You see here, it says dehi. When you say deha and dehi, there is a difference. Dehi means the person who is in charge of that deha or the owner of that deha. That means we have a body, but we are the soul. You see, the Western philosophy says that we have a soul, but here Krishna is not saying we have a soul. Krishna is saying we are the soul. There's a difference. We are the soul and we have a body. Instead of saying we are the body and we have a soul, no. We are actually the soul. That is our original identity. But somehow we have identified ourselves with the body. Just like, sometimes we identify ourselves with the dress, right? It's just like, let's say there was a traffic police officer, okay, who was on duty for so many years, right? But after retirement, he was finding it very difficult not to wear the dress. He was feeling very sad for not wearing the dress, because when he was not wearing the dress, nobody was respecting him. As long as he was a police officer, everybody used to respect him. But once he changed the dress, he's not wearing that dress, nobody is respecting him, so he's like attached to the dress, right? Similarly, we get attached to this body and we think that this is it. So, but in the eternal waves of time, okay, the time is so big and the scale of time is so big, and the time span for which we have this body with us is hardly anything. It's very small time. It is compared to that of a bubble. It's so small. But then, because of the influence of the material nature, because of the influence of the three gunas, we get the feeling of entitlement, and we start to, consider that this body is me. And this is not the first lifetime, or, we started this. This identification or misidentification of the body has started since time immemorial. So we are the atomic individual soul, originally Satchitananda, full of knowledge, full of eternity, full of bliss. Knowledge, eternity, and bliss. But somehow, because our soul is infinite and small, we got affected by the material thought, and we became Bahirmukha. Bahirmukha means we are seeing outward. And by seeing outwards, we have accepted our body as ourselves. So even the modern science, they don't believe in the existence of the soul. And but at the same time, they cannot explain, what is happening when a person dies. So nobody knows what happens exactly after the death. They've tried to capture what is it that's leaving the body, but they could not find out. But yet, when somebody dies, we say that this person has passed away. You see, when there is a dead body of that person, referring to the body, we don't say that this is the person. We will say that this person has passed away. So what is the meaning of being passed away? The body is right there. So that means that there is something within the body which is powering the body, and that is the atomic soul. And that soul, we cannot see it with our eyes. And it is only possible to understand the soul from the Upanishads, the Vedas. Only the Vedas have knowledge about the soul, and nobody else or nothing else has the knowledge about the soul. So this transference of the soul from one body to another is made possible by the grace of the super soul. So who is making sure that we are getting a new body? Super soul is making sure. So like that, there are different kinds of bodies, different kinds of dresses. So just like, Prabhupada says, it's like a shirt and a coat. We have two garments, not just one. So the body is not just one garment. We have a shirt. On top of that, we have a coat. That shirt or the inner garment is the subtle body, which are mind and intelligence. The outer garment is the gross body, which is our actual body. Our hands, legs, all of that, the entire body is the outer covering. So when the soul is leaving a body, generally it doesn't give up its association with the subtle body. So the subtle body along with the soul leaves from one body and goes into the another. And that is why whatever desires that a person has, whatever thoughts that a person has, whatever consciousness that person has, will be carried over to the next body. That is how we have something called as vasana or samskaras. That means there are some deep ingrained habits within us, deep ingrained desires within us, which may be coming from the past lives. So as long as we have this kind of materialistic desires, it can be even one desire also. Let us say if we have one desire that I want to enjoy in this material world, Even one desire is enough for us to take another body. So we have to actually become completely desireless. But it's actually not possible to become desireless. Instead of becoming desireless artificially, we have to become desirous of spiritual ambitions. So when you become spiritually ambitious, when our desires in spirituality increase, that is when our body becomes fit for liberation. Actually, this is a very important subject which only Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads of the Vedas can speak, and no other textbook in the entire world can talk about it. No philosophy can answer this mystery of what happens to a person after death, and this mystery of why are there so many different kinds of bodies. If you go out for a walk, you can see so many different kinds of animals around you. There are birds, there are trees, there are dogs, right? Different type of animals are there. And it is said it's not just maybe 1,000 or 10,000, there are 8,400,000 bodies like that. That means 84 lakh types of bodies are there. 84 lakh types of species of life is available. And we can go into any one of these 84 lakh bodies or 84 lakh dresses. Think of them like 84 lakh dresses. So whenever the soul is leaving, along with the soul, super soul also will leave. So that means there are two within the body. It is given in the Mundaka Upanishad as well as the Shvetashvatara Upanishad that the soul and the super soul are two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. So on the tree, you can see on a tree, on a branch, there are two birds. And then the two birds will jump from one branch to the other. But of course, it is the desire of the soul or the bird number one to jump from one branch to the other. It's not the desire of the other soul, other bird, which is the super soul. So the one bird is said to be eating the fruit on that tree. This is the analogy given in the Upanishad. Whereas the other is simply witnessing as his friend. So who is this bird who is witnessing? Can anybody say who is that bird? What are these two birds? Which one is what?
The witnessing bird is the Paramatma within us, and the one which is having a fruit of this thing is the soul within it. The soul and the super soul.
So there are two friends. Yes, Matsi, thank you. So there are two friends here, right? Two birds, but one is the master, one is the servant. We should not think that the super soul is a friend. Of course, he is a friend. He is Suhruta. He is our well-wisher, our best friend. But one is the master. The witnessing bird is the master. And that witnessing bird is not eating the fruits. But the servant bird is eating fruits. And he has turned away against opposite side of this master bird, the super soul. See, our problem is the reason for our material existence is we have turned away from Krishna. So the moment we turn ourselves towards Krishna, we become liberated. So the entire Vedic literature is giving this point to us, encouraging us to turn towards Krishna. So the moment this servant bird stops eating the fruits on different branches of the tree, each branch of the tree is compared to different type of bodies or different planetary systems. When we stop that, and when this bird turns towards the other bird, when we start giving our fruits of action to Krishna, we have to give away the fruit of action to Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Eating the fruit of action without Krishna is like this bird which is turning against in the opposite side of the Krishna, like that. So just like Arjuna and Krishna, we have two people, Arjuna and Krishna on the chariot, the Jiva and the Paramatma. So in the beginning, Arjuna was not ready to listen. So Arjuna was behaving like that servant bird which is jumping from one branch to the other. So but if Arjuna continued to do that, Krishna gives independence to Arjuna. Krishna doesn't force. He says, Yathechisi tata kuru. You can do whatever you want. But when Arjuna turned to Krishna for help, turned to Krishna for mercy and grace, Krishna very gracefully gave him knowledge. So Krishna gives the knowledge from within for us. And then the subordinate bird, servant bird, becomes completely free from all lamentations. That is, Arjuna becomes completely free from all his misgivings and doubts and confusions. And finally he says, Karishye vachanam tava. Whatever you say, I shall do. So now what is the problem is, like Arjuna is this subordinate bird. Now he has turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna. Now he is understanding Bhagavad Gita from him. And he is hearing from Krishna. And Krishna is going to speak. Right? This is second chapter, 22nd verse. In the seventh verse of second chapter, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna. So that is a turning point. So this is the turning point of our life, devotees. Not only this lifetime, for many, many lifetimes we have turned away from Krishna. And therefore, we are in this material world, we are suffering. And now the time has come. And now we have turned ourselves towards Krishna. And now Krishna has started to give us instructions. Krishna has started to speak. And in simply by hearing and following the instructions of Krishna, or this master bird, the subordinate bird can become completely free and free itself from the tree itself. So this material existence is compared to that of a tree, and we can completely get rid of this material existence by simply hearing from Krishna. So this is the important lesson, that is about the eternity of the soul. Okay, what is this soul? What is this body? Who is the super soul? This we have to understand. So it is like this. Okay, spirituality is not something which we will do when all other needs are fulfilled, then we will do it. It's not like that. Does not matter whether we have other needs fulfilled or not. It's like the Maslow's triangle. They say, different kinds of expectations, and when I'm fully comfortable, when I'm fully free, that's when I'll become spiritual. No, that's not the point. You see, we are not the body, we are the soul, and we are trapped here, and we have got a nice opportunity now. We have turned ourselves towards Krishna, and Krishna has started to speak. Very mercifully, he is revealing himself. Krishna reveals himself. It is said in the Upanishad that one cannot get this knowledge of Krishna by one's own effort. It is only by the grace of Krishna that Krishna reveals. So Krishna has gracefully decided to reveal his knowledge. So let us all take advantage of this and follow the instructions of Krishna very carefully. So today is Vamana Dvadashi, a very auspicious day, which marks the appearance day of Lord Vamandev. And this pastime of Vamandev reminds us about the surrender of his devotee Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is the epitome of Atma Nivedanam, surrender. So he decided to give everything away to Krishna, everything away to Lord. And yet he did not lose anything. He became further more glorified, and he was able to attain Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. So if you have any points that you want to add, please add. Yeah, you want to add something? Anyone? Is there anything that you want to add to the discussion about the soul and the super soul? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. That was class. Hare Krishna, everybody attend.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Okay, devotees, Dhanavad Pranams, happy Vaman Dvadashi to all of you. Today, Paran time, I think, there's a lot of confusion going on. Confusion, 10, 20, 10:30, something around that. Is the confusion cleared, Mataji? What's the time? Anybody knows?
Prabhuji, in our
10:21.
satsang group,
10:20.
they mentioned 10:21.
10:21.
10:21. Okay, then it's clear for all of us. Awesome.
But
Thank
you have to, the diet should be of fasting diet, Prabhuji.
Oh,
No.
full day? Is it?
No, no, I'm
No,
asking.
no, Prabhuji. After this thing, you're not fasting. We fasted yesterday. Just to be on the safer side, when there's so much of confusion, you can break the fast after 10:30, 10:25, 20, just 5-6 minutes here. I mean, there's no need to get confused. And today's not a fast, so we can have normal bhoga.
Grains. You can have grains?
Yes, you can have grains.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, devotee.